Who you get along? Who do you gel with more, Lord Jamar or Pooba?
I would say both. I would say definitely both. You know, it's bugged out though. You know, in Brand Nubian, I'm a lefty, Pooba's a lefty, and Alamo's a lefty.
Okay.
So you know, and plus we live uptown, so I see them. I tend to see them a little more because they live closer.
Lord Jamar. Cool. Everything's
Yeah,
great. Like,
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I see him in the social
the
media.
Vlad, he's
very,
definitely
very
on it. Hell
opinionated.
yeah, definitely support him. Definitely.
I would like to have a sit down with him.
Good. He's good. He's good. Definitely.
He seems angry a lot. Is that factual?
Not. I wouldn't say angry. I would just with Jay. Think about him. If you gonna deal with him. And you gonna talk. You better have your facts straight, because he's going.
He gonna sit you down.
Yeah, he's gonna have whatever the subject is, or the talk is. He's gonna already be well versed in knowledge on it. So if you're gonna come at him, you know you better be ready to have all your facts.
Well, I do feel that he is educated.
Yeah.
He's very opinionated.
Yeah,
which,
yeah,
you know, which could be a good thing or
And
a bad thing.
Yeah,
you
no
know
doubt,
what I mean?
no doubt.
So, but nevertheless, you know, never know one day.
Yep.
Throughout your career, I know that you began teaching.
Yes.
I would like to know, how did you become a teacher and what did you teach?
Well, a friend of mine was a principal at a school in Brooklyn.
Okay.
It used to be IS 309 over there on Troy Ave, but now it's called Kip Amp School. It's a charter school. And about 2 years ago, she was like, you know, I'm going to be a principal at this school, and I'm implementing some new programs, and I want to implement a hip-hop program. Do you think you could do it? And I was like, yeah, I think I could do it. And, you know, she had me come in and talk to the kids, and I went that day, and I talked to them, you know, for like an hour. And it was cool. She was like, all right, you know, I'm going to hire you. You know,
just like that?
Yeah, she was like, next year, when school starts, just be ready. So last year, you know, I had to come in there and actually teach. And at first, it was a lot harder than I thought because, you know, it's hard for you to have to come into somewhere and talk to some kids about hip-hop, you know, every day. You know, so you have to come up
with
continuously,
right.
come up with curriculums and come up with different things every day. So that was the challenge of it. I do 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. And as, you know, I'm always doing lessons. I'm always, you know, the other day we did a Molly purchase.
You're still doing it?
Yeah, I'm still doing it now. I was at the schoolhouse on Friday. I worked.
Every day you're there?
Every day. 7 to 4.
That's dope.
Wow. Every day.
Over the course of the years, you know, I heard you got in a little trouble.
Oh yeah, definitely,
okay.
definitely.
There was an actual arrest that took place.
Yeah.
Please tell us what happened.
Yeah, and it's bugged out because I showed my 8th grade class that because it was in the Post. It's in the New York Post. You can pull it up, and it was bugged because it was written by a guy. It said Harlem rapper turns wild cowboy in the street.
Oh, you see, I told you that wild cowboy.
It said I was waving a gun on Broadway, and I went up to some teens and said, I'm here to kill everybody. And then it said I was looking for somebody with braids. And then it said that when police came, I resisted arrest and had gotten tackled. Now, I broke it down with my class, and I was like, now, it says I resisted arrest, and I got tackled. I said, now, if I'm waving a gun wildly on Broadway, and I'm resisting arrest, I said, what you think would have really and realistically
You've been dead.
would have happened? I've been dead. What it was is, I had a problem on Broadway with some dudes. It was basically my peoples had a problem with them, and you know we had a problem with them. Who has a
problem with you?
You know,
I mean, you're cool with every fucking.
That's what I thought. But we had a problem with these guys, and
then punks jumped up and got beat down.
Yeah,
okay.
And then like you know, like and it was my own fault because I had the gun, but it was like for the house it wasn't for me to be walking around with. And I remember that the day that I got arrested,
what kind
it was
of gun
cold
was it?
outside that day.
What kind of gun?
It was a 40 caliber.
Really, Sadat?
Yeah, it bugged out, right? And I remember I was walking out the crib. And in my mind, when I left the crib, I was like, yo, I really shouldn't be walking with this right now.
You think?
You know? But I was like, I went to the cleaners.
Okay.
I went to McDonald's. and I went to another store, and I remember I was coming down Broadway, and as I'm coming down Broadway, I'm seeing mad cops racing up Broadway. Mm-hmm. So as they're racing up Broadway, I'm like, damn, they looking for somebody. And then I seen them make the U-turn, and once they made the U-turn, it was coming down, then one car cut diagonal in front of me. I knew what it was. I was like, somebody ratted on me.
Somebody dry snitched.
Mm-hmm, yep, somebody ratted on me. But the ill thing is, when they arrested me, they took me downtown immediately, and it had been a Biggie Smalls party, like some type of like, it was after he died, like some type of party that they was having in his honor, and somebody got shot there. And immediately they brought me downtown to the DA, was asking me, yo, what can you tell us about this party, this and that? I was like, yo, I don't have no knowledge of it. I wasn't even there. But it was bullshit for me to get locked up, because I went to Rikers Island, and basically on the island at that time it was no school. That was when they had just stopped the school program. So, it was really no learning going on in there.
That's what.
And a lot of times, if you're not, Rikers Island is you there for a short time, or you there and they sending you up top.
Right.
Now, for the crime world, Rikers Island, especially if you're going home in like a year or two, that's the greatest place in the world.
Really?
To meet other people that's doing the same wild shit you doing.
Okay.
You just can connect it. So now, if you was hustling uptown, or if you was hustling uptown and you met some dudes that was hustling in Brooklyn, y'all are combining now and figuring out the ways. Well, I'm gonna be out in a year. I'm gonna be out in 6 months. Y'all are now finding ways of how can we hustle? How can we combine our thing and maybe
build.
the prices what you got is a little better. Maybe I can come see your man.
Right.
So that was the best place for like vice and all types of shit like that. But as far as learning. It wasn't no learning there. It was a fight every day I saw. And it's just a place, man, where...
With you? Did you get in the shit?
I only got one fight. I got one fight. Okay. That was it. But
over what?
Well, what did I get in the fight? Over the TV, over the Giants game or something. But it's bugged out because when I got to the island, when I went to the house that I was going to stay in, they called me, Mimi, Murphy, you got a package. And I was like, a package from who?
From Regina?
No, this was, it said from the gods. Okay. It just said from the gods. I had a package from the gods. I had some socks, some noodles. I think I had some cookies and a soda.
From the gods? Just a mysterious?
It just said the gods.
Oh.
And I was like, all right, cool.
Okay, whatever.
I took it. But like...
How long you did?
A year. It was only a year. And the thing is, though...
He said only, like...
Yeah.
That's a long time, too.
It's like a blight on your record, kind of. It jams you, man. Like certain things that you try to do in life, like... They say that it doesn't matter, like jobs are not supposed to look at that and give you a fair shake. But I know people who work at jobs who are in that, and they was like, yo, we don't even look at those. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Or like, it becomes now, I tell you, once you start running around and getting caught up in the system like that, for your working career, it tends to become now who you know. It's like, who do you know that can get you in this position? Because if you have to apply like everybody else, it's not going to work. Like with me, I had to actually sit down and talk to people so they could see, well, this guy's not like this article says.
Right.
It's not. So, that's the only thing that I really regret about that is that it set me back.
Well, it's dope that you did get a chance, a second chance, I guess, technically, because the Department of Education.
Yeah, and that's hard. That's a hard word to beat right there. Like, they wanted to know, why I had to actually give them a paper, which I did, and I wrote, of why should we allow you to work in school around kids when you had a gun charge. And it was really a couple of other gun charges under it, but those was like supposed to have been, and that's what I found out too, like a lot of times, like when you're a teenager and stuff like that, they say stuff is sealed, but it seemed like they can open it up whenever it's sufficient or whenever it's relevant to what case you're dealing with, they casually slip that out too.
Right.
So that was basically
when you was locked up. Did Regina hold you down? And
yeah, she definitely. It was a bunch of people that held me down. Regina held me down, and then like my manager, he had put a post up. I think that's when Twitter or one of them first came out, and he put a post up like, "Yo, Sadat's gonna need this stuff." Like I had in there literally black and white Adidas with the 3 stripes. Mm-hmm. I have buckets of those. Where the jail said, yo, you can't get no more of those because people were sending them from all over Japan. I had stacks and stacks and stacks of books My commissary was good. I start telling people, don't even send me anything else. And towards the end, I told, like, especially the women that wanted to come visit me. My mother came. I was like, don't even come up here to visit me, because the process that they put you through to visit somebody, I was like, yo, it's not even worth it. I'll be home soon.
It's a lot.
Don't even do it.